Hello and welcome to episode 3 of All Things Geek. On this week's episode we're going to be looking at the Flash TV series. We're going to be looking at our comic of the week, which is going to be He-Man versus Superman. We're also going to be unboxing some toys, and we'll be talking about the trailer for the new Tom Cruise movie, The Mummy. My name's John.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Tom.
And this is All Things Geek.
So as John said, we're going to be looking at the new Flash TV series. So in a nutshell, what's happened so far is Barry's got special powers, and then someone called Zoom came along in season 2. Reverse Flash has also caused some havoc, and that's about it really. Other stuff has happened, of course. But moving on to season 3, which is the newest season, I've written some episode reviews on the blog. So far, so good. It was off to a sort of rocky start. They announced that they'd be using FlashPoint as a source material for the series. If anyone has read FlashPoint, then obviously really brilliant comics book series. I think we can all agree on that. But they used elements of it in the first episode. Now, when they did announce it, I was really excited. Really excited. The fact that they're going to completely change the series so far. But the first episode, I was let down, to be honest. I think the fact that it was only, spoiler alert, 1 episode long, yeah, it did let me down, and I thought, well, where can this move forward to? But then obviously more episodes started happening, and they started really looking at more of the effects of FlashPoint and how it's affected the lives of those people around them. So everything's changed. So for example, spoiler so far, we've got Diggle's daughter, who's now Diggle's son. We've got Caitlin with her new abilities. We've got Cisco, whose brother has died. The point I'm making is everything is different with a lot of people's lives. And that's, yeah, as I said earlier, that's what it deals with more. And the relationships that build upon that. Episode 2, moving on to episode 3, I thought the quality just really did kick in. After those two episodes.
So we're still on the first season, are we?
No, this is season 3.
Season, wow,
because it's like the newest season, we might as well talk about it.
Flashing forward. Yeah.
Flash.
Brilliant.
Yeah. I think the thing is I'm not a massive fan of the Flash. I'm a massive fan of all the DC TV shows like Legends, Arrow, Flash. I think that they're really good, and I think as enjoyability and watching a TV show, they are fantastic. I think the problem is that they announced season 3 was going to use FlashPoint as a source material. Now, anyone that's read FlashPoint would know that it focuses around Batman. The main characters in FlashPoint are obviously Cyborg, Batman, and Wonder Woman, Aquaman. Yeah. And these are all characters that aren't either licensed or introduced or even hinted upon.
No, wait.
Yeah, but they're not.
No, but they are. No,
okay, but
play nicely, ladies.
Yeah,
in
okay,
season 2.
They might,
the reason I'm saying this, hang on. The reason I'm saying this, that is because in season 2, when Barry goes to Earth 2, you can quite clearly see on the phone in Earth 2 version of Barry, you can see Bruce Wayne, you can see Diane, and you can see Hal Jordan, and also they make reference to Ferris Airways, and who are Ferris Airways, okay? So they do reference it. They haven't got the license, of course they have.
But also
they have hinted at it.
But also you don't have to shout. I'm sat right here. The viewers also have a volume button.
The point I'm trying to make is that Flashpoint, as a story, as a story arc, focuses around Batman. Now, to fill John in and to fill anyone in that hasn't looked at it, basically Flashpoint...
I'll pretend I care. Go on.
Okay. No, you will. It's quite interesting. Flashpoint, basically, Barry Allen goes to like an alternate version of the world. Bruce Wayne was the one that was killed and not Thomas Wayne. And instead of Bruce Wayne becoming the Batman to avenge his parents, his parents become Batman, Thomas Wayne becomes Batman, and Martha Wayne becomes Joker.
Yeah, but that's not really...
That's not introduced, that's not talked about in Flashpoint, but what I mean is that in this alternate version, that's what happens. So the whole of Flashpoint is Barry Allen Barry Allen obviously interacting with the new Justice League.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman and Aquaman are destroying each other and having like a worldwide battle and just killing everyone. And the Justice League have kind of all disbanded. Cyborg is like their version of Superman, and Thomas Wayne is Batman, but he doesn't give a shit about killing people. He's badass.
Is this summed up better in a comic book, or is it summed up better in a TV series?
Well, in the TV show, they haven't got the license for all the main characters in Flashpoint.
Right.
So they used Flashpoint as source material, and as Tom mentioned, what they've done with the series is they've had like an alternate version of the universe, and now Barry Allen's gone back to the normal one, but there's all the effects of what's happened to the people around him.
Yeah. So in that first episode, there was obviously Barry was in the Flashpoint universe. So he went back in time, stopped Reverse Flash from killing his mum for like what, the third time. We don't need to talk about the Flash timeline because that's just weird. He stopped Reverse Flash killing his mum, and then obviously there's a whole different universe.
It's a knock-on effect, essentially, because he's changed the course of history. It's how the world's different around him because of changing that massive point in history.
So in that Flashpoint universe, for example, Kid Flash, Wally West, he's the Flash of the universe. He uses Ed McClaris, who is the rival. He's like his main rival. And there's no Team Flash. Like Caitlin is an anthropologist. I think I said that right. Cisco is like a multi-billionaire.
What does an anthropologist do?
Ophthalmologist. It's someone who looks after a paediatric ophthalmologist. So someone who looks on like kids' eyes.
Yeah, but getting away from it.
Just kids' eyes.
The point is the Flashpoint story and the Flashpoint episode are nothing alike.
Nothing. No.
The only similarity between the two is that it's a different universe. Because of something he's done, he's changed the course of history, and it's a different universe.
And the memories are slowly being replaced.
Yeah, the memory. Yeah, but that's the idea of what the Flashpoint is.
So there's two timelines running consecutively.
Well, it's the idea of
to defeat the other.
You know, if you change this, how would it change history? You know, how would things change?
And then obviously the after effects of that as well. So when Barry goes back in time, lets Reverse Flash kill his mum. He then goes back to his normal timeline, which he thinks is normal, and everything's changed because he's gone back in time. The more times he goes back, the worse it's going to get. So he just has to live with the fact that he's done that.
Yeah.
So far, like we're going to wrap up now, but so far it has been.
I'm not done on Flashpoint yet.
It's been a pretty good.
Tom's going to wrap up on Flashpoint.
Let me just say, before we wrap up on the thing, what I want to say about Flashpoint. John, you need to read this because it is an awesome comic book. Because this alternate version of the universe, like I said, Thomas Wayne is now Batman and he's a badass, and everyone kind of like basically when he's trying to get the team together, everyone says if he's on board we're on, but if he's not we're not. You know what I mean? He's that much of a cool guy. Cyborg's obviously really cool, and he's like the kind of the patriot good guy. Superman, however, is in a government facility, so instead of becoming Superman, he's what do they call him? Subject 1. So he's this weedy little man because he's never been out in the sun. Yeah, but that's obviously where Superman gets his powers. So he's this weedy little man.
So he fell on Metropolis and killed like 30,000 people instead of falling in like the Kent's garden, basically. Yeah. And he fell, and then the government then experimented on him.
But you know, and what I really like about it is that obviously because Barry's working with, I mean they touch on the same things in regards to losing powers and stuff like that. And Barry Allen obviously loses his powers and he has to get him back.
Quite epically.
Quite epically, yeah. But then what's really cool is obviously he talks to Thomas Wayne about his universe, and then in his heroic act he like goes down in flames, and he gives Barry this letter. So when Barry goes back to his timeline, he gives Bruce this letter from his dad, and you see Batman cry, like he like sheds a tear, which is really quite moving because it's like this, you know. But the thing is the TV show is fantastic, but going back to my original point is that anyone that has read, I could probably just throw it up there, but anyone who's actually read Flashpoint, to hear that Flashpoint was the source material for season 3, would straight away go, well, how are they going to do this? How are they going to do it? So I went into it expecting it to be completely different to the source material, and going into it that way, I was quite pleased with what they did, because there was no way they were going to do what the book did.
Yeah, no, I can
as far as the TV show goes, I mean, it's fantastic, and obviously they've got the crossover event that's I think is it the 100th episode of Arrow? And that's a crossover with
how long's that been going?
100 episodes.
5 seasons. Well, 5 seasons. Yeah. 2012 it came out. So
but they've got Flash, Supergirl, obviously CW have now acquired Flash, Supergirl, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, like all crossing over in this big episode.
Because Supergirl wasn't originally part of the Arrowverse, but somehow she managed to like sort of talk to Barry because he went back to this universe, and then obviously she is now part of the official Arrowverse, if you will.
There's lots of universes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great, but the problem is that we're now like what, 5 seasons in Arrow, 3 seasons into Flash, 2 seasons
Legends.
into Supergirl, 2 seasons into Legends, and they're really people are really taking to them. But the problem is that if you've not watched it from the beginning, you can't just get into it now. Like it is massive. They've done it really well, but it's not the kind of show that you could just turn on and be like, oh, okay, cool, I know where I'm at. So
well, I think on the same sort of front as well, I think you can, to understand what the characters' motives and what's going on and who did this and why, I think, yes, you need to watch it, obviously, but I think if you just watched an episode, you'd enjoy it anyway because of the amount of effects on it. And because of, like, I am astounded, like, every time they use, like, everything in the show, because it is a TV show, right? And we're getting, like, budget movie special effects, and it's just incredible. It really, really is incredible. But
the standout for me though was King Shark.
King Shark, yeah.
When he's basically this massive shark man, and he's actually in Suicide Squad, and they didn't use him. They replaced him with Killer Croc in the movie. But King Shark's supposed to be in Suicide Squad, and they put him in the end of an episode of Flash, but it cost so much. He basically bursts out the sewer and grabs hold of Flash and disappears again. But to see it was epic. And then a few episodes later, because of the response that he got, they did a whole episode around him, and it was phenomenal. Like
really
easily one of my favourite villains. But that's enough on that.
Yeah.
But season 3, very good, I think.
But to wrap up, I think just give it a watch. I've been writing reviews on the blog about every episode so far. We've just had.
We'll have a link to the blog going across here, I think, if possible. We'll try that. We'll do something.
And look, we'll do this. Tom, put your hand up. There you go.
Blog. So yeah, we'll do that. Have a read.
Cinema.
Yeah. Have a read. Let me know what you think. We're in episode 5, and we've just had a big reveal. Big bad of the season is Savitar. We don't know much about him, other than
have you just done a huge spoiler?
I did. Spoiler. So Savitar is the big bad of the season. Sorry, I'm sure we can pause it and then say spoiler. Doesn't matter. We don't know much about him. All we know is that he's using alchemy as one of his spoiler, as one of his henchmen.
You're shouting again.
Sorry. As one of his henchmen.
He does it when he gets excited, doesn't he? He goes, I want to tell the story.
And the only thing we know about Savitar is that only Barry can see him. Now I think that's because he can only move as quickly as Barry can perceive. So we'll look more into that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and leave a like.
Leave a like.
Leave it. Leave it there.
Good stuff. Next we'll go on to our comic of the week.
And now we're going to take a look at our comic of the week, and this week it's He-Man versus Superman. Show it to him, Jake. There we go. Brilliant. I'm loving the cover art on this. Jake, I want you to tell me more.
Well, this is one of my favourite comics in my collection. Superman versus the Masters of the Universe. Mainly because it was released in the year that I was born, 1982. But also when I got my hands on it. I mean, it's not a particularly rare comic or anything like that. But when I got my hands on it, it was one that I'd been after for a while. Just because as a kid, I absolutely loved He-Man and I loved Superman. So seeing them in a crossover, and there have been many crossovers, but this one particularly holds a special place for me. It's just a lot of fun, really. There's not much to it. Basically, Skeletor brings Superman over to Eternia and makes him fight against He-Man. but as you can imagine, by the time the comic book has wrapped up, everything has been dealt with, and Superman takes Skeletor off, and He-Man and Skeletor, He-Man and Superman are like best buds, and yeah, it's just, you know, that last page of He-Man waving Superman off as he disappears into the sky.
There's just something
it's
sort of
brilliant.
Yeah. There's something sort of wondrous about a crossover, isn't there?
Yes.
Because you can, I don't know, just seeing He-Man and Superman, you'd never think of putting them together and seeing them sort of shake hands.
No.
You know, in a car, it's just, there's something amazing about it.
I
But
mean,
not Turtles versus Power Rangers.
No.
Not Turtles versus Power Rangers. Never.
Don't cross the strings.
Don't cross the strings.
I think for me as well, I mean, what I like about this, I mean the art's brilliant. I mean, you know, it's drawn. I don't even know who actually inked it, but I mean, you know, it's classic kind of circa 80s comic books. But the thing is that the artwork of Superman and the artwork of He-Man don't mix for me. Superman looks out of place.
He does look a bit wrong.
Do you know what I mean?
He's got.
It's his face, his costume, like the way he looks. It just, for me, he looks out of place. It doesn't look like he should be here. But you know, seeing He-Man throw Superman around is, well, it's any boy's dream, isn't it? I mean, there's some brilliant
In a comic book context, you understand.
The other thing I love about retro comics as well.
Beastman in there as well. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, they're all in there. All the characters. Man at Arms.
Fisto.
Yeah. No, that favourite.
That favourite Fisto.
Obviously Battle Cat. I mean, it's good. I mean, it's a good comic. It's an enjoyable read. There isn't much more to it than Skeletor brings Superman to Eternia, makes him fight He-Man. They have a fight. There's a couple of panels of them throwing each other around. Superman breaks out of it. Superman and He-Man become friends, and Superman takes Skeletor off.
I would have loved to have been the sort of like a fly on the wall during that phone conversation, though. You know, like you know, is that?
Yeah.
Clark, yeah, it's Skeletor here. No, I'm not doing the laugh. No, you know. Do you think you can beat up He-Man?
Who can do the best? Who can do this best Skeletor laugh? Can we try it?
No, I can't.
No.
That was very good. But it's just the wording of it as well. Like Superman on this is like talking about Skeletor. Like, does he do that very often? And He-Man's, "I, Superman." Skeletor has a way of popping up to plague the people of Eternia every now and again. It's just good 80s crossover.
Proper 80s, isn't it?
You know, and then obviously you've got
someone with a lot of time on their own.
You've got another story at the back, which is quite cool. But the thing I love about retro comics for me as well are the adverts. Like the adverts in the retro comic, like the proper small ads, like they always crack me up. I mean, like this is one of my favourites. I mean, obviously we're talking about dollars here, but you've got grab bags of 100 different DC comics for $19. Like, how cool would that be nowadays? But my particular favourite in this one is Be Taller. For facts about height increase, send 35 cents to Tool Up. it's just how many people read this? And there's always loads of bodybuilding. Yeah, these are real ads.
Yeah, kung fu lessons.
Bodybuilding and martial arts in comic books. They're always like, you know, it's awesome.
Free magic trick. Awesome. Send $1.
Yeah,
that's just the 80s on a page,
awesome adverts. But then also what's cool as well is you see adverts.
What's that? Is that Postman Pat versus Dr. Colossus?
No.
What a crossover!
You know what? I tell a lie. I've never read this other story in it. I've never read it.
Well, you don't tell a lie because you've never told me otherwise. In all fairness,
I've just it didn't. It just didn't appeal to me. The thing to me was obviously Superman and Superman He-Man, so I didn't even bother with that one. But then like bodybuilding.
Let me teach you the simple secret. Professional muscle men used
awesome.
to build up their body.
And obviously the writings at the end to the editor. I mean, they were really struggling.
Where did you get this one from, then?
This one I picked up in a comic book store. It was in the bargain bin, I think. I didn't pay very much for it. But it was one of them ones where, like, you know, I'd known about it and I kind of wanted to get it, mainly just because of the year that it released and the cover art and stuff. It was one I was familiar with, but not for any other reason than I was like, oh, it'd be cool to get hold of that one. And I literally kind of just saw it poking out the top, and I was like, no. And I think I paid about £1 for it. It wasn't much at all.
Comment below if you've ever if you've ever bought something, but you either already own it, or you feel as though you don't really need it, but you want it, and you don't want to leave it for anyone else.
Yeah.
Just let us know if you've done that, because I think we've all done that.
Yes. But it's a cool comic. I mean, nothing particularly special about it. Just a favourite of mine. Superman and Masters of the Universe.
Cool.
Very cool.
Thank you, Jake.
No worries. Next up, we'll have a
toy unboxing.
Unboxing of some toys. Right, so on this section we're going to do a quick unboxing of a couple of toys I picked up off the internet, off of the popular, what is it, auction site.
It rhymes with Schmiele.
Thing is I saw these figures on there. I know that they're counterfeits without a doubt, but the description and the image looked quite good. The money that they cost wasn't very expensive in comparison to the real deal. They came through, and looking at them in the box, I'm incredibly impressed. So we will see. Hopefully the plastic's not too brittle.
I just want them to crumble in my
fits. You take it out of the plastic, and it meets the air, and it just disintegrates.
It's like when Jake has done a unboxing of some Walking Dead toys, and I was around there for that. And when he was playing with, was it
Daryl? Putting the weapon in Daryl's hand, and his arm just fell off.
Brilliant.
I'm so funny.
Right, so the first one was Age of Ultron Avengers Hulk. It's the FH Fig Arts figure. Quite cool. I mean, I think it's about 20 centimetres high. Comes with a couple of different hands. Comes with a couple of different heads. I mean, obviously, there's all. I think it's Korean or Japanese or something. It's all over the box. It's clearly from a completely different country. The box. I mean, I think with these ones, these counterfeits, these are kind of the more high-end counterfeits in regards to they've obviously got hold of the mould, got hold of the design, and they've just knocked off their own version and sold them for a lot less. But it came through. Packaging was all good. Postage was all good. That one cost, I think it was about £12.
I'm just looking for spelling mistakes. It's quite good.
I don't think there is, because I think it is literally just a copy of.
Exactly.
Because I mean, FH Fig Arts, SH Fig Arts are obviously a brand, and it's all over the box. So I think it literally is just a complete rip-off. But it's, we'll look at everything.
Yeah.
And the other one again, SH Fig Arts Batman, from, I think it's from Injustice, is it? Yeah, Injustice.
Yeah, Injustice.
Again, comes with a handful of alternate hands, different masks, a couple of weapons. So we'll open those up. I think we'll go for the Hulk first.
Awesome.
Yeah? Cool. Right.
Okay.
Right. So.
Are we cool? Oh yeah.
Look at the knife, not the camera.
So.
Like butter.
Have a look. I mean, the packaging is obviously not that high end. Looking at the packaging on it. Obviously,
and there's a green screen.
But it's got, as you said, some good artwork on it. It's got all the branding on it. So yeah, I was convinced. Now it's the fun of deciding what pose to have him in, obviously, and what head to use. I mean, this is what we were talking about in a previous episode about the enjoyment of getting an action figure out.
When we were younger, they didn't come like this. They were just on a backing card, and you tore the front off.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a couple of
5 fingers. That's always a bonus with the counterfeit toy.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool second head. I mean, actually, looking at it from just initial kind of. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Here we go. This is where it starts to fall apart.
Yep. I mean, it is flimsy. It's not. But if you're going to put it on the shelf,
It looks quite cool.
It's not actually
with your other
bad.
rejects toys.
It's, you know, as a counterfeit, it's not actually that bad. I mean,
and it's quite clearly Age of Ultron, isn't it? As
yeah,
well.
he's got the pants on, the trousers, as we say.
And there is a resemblance to Ruffalo in that as well, which is quite cool.
You know, he's got his feet that you can bend up, which is quite cool. It's got the little Avengers logo on it, which is quite cool. I mean, it is. I mean, it's even got. It's got like a Marvel copyright on it
And a serial number.
and a serial number. So, yeah.
Well, we'll put up what the actual one looks like.
I mean, it's clearly like obviously a display figure because, you know, it's not. You look underneath the arms. It's.
It's crap.
It's not. It's not. I think it's.
It's crap.
I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. I'm actually quite impressed. Now here's the.
Yeah, remove the head without. Oh, okay.
Okay, so the ball joint comes off with the head,
Yeah.
which isn't great.
So you've now got to take.
How do you put the head on?
You've got to try and take the ball joint. Oh, he's dead.
Right, Tom doesn't know how to handle things at all. But to be perfectly honest with you, like with this problem with the ball joint, like, I've had the same problem with like Marvel Select.
Other knockoffs.
No, with like genuine products. Oh, there we go. Here you go. Like with genuine products, like, you know, they are quite a flimsy part.
But hang about, right? Okay, so that is a tiny little piece. So what? So where's the age on this? There's no age rating on the box. Okay, so and there are small parts. There are small parts and there's no age rating.
But it would fail credit control.
Quite quickly, you know, it's easy to switch over.
Credit control. Do you mean
wrong?
quality control?
That's the one.
Yeah. I'm sure they had the funding.
Maybe not. Maybe this was made in like some sort of.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Warband.
to be perfectly honest with you, as far as counterfeits go, I mean, see, look, they under the arm there is like a massive thing, but that's so that you can get the movement.
Yeah.
Like, it's. There's a lot of poses. That
It's
you can
crap.
get out of. No, see, I disagree.
I think. Oh, it's the arm's
I
falling off.
disagree, and the arm comes off. But I don't think. I mean,
it's quite good. I
for what
think
it
it's quite
is, you know, once
£14.
once it's posed and it's on the shelf, I don't actually think that it will be that different to some that I've paid a lot more for. To be perfectly honest with you,
What about the hands?
actually.
Are they good to come
You
off?
know, I've changed over one of the hands.
Yeah.
I actually think that it's quite good. I mean, you can tell that it is. You know, it's cheaply made, but the moulds are the same. So, you know, once you've got it into a pose, once it's up on the shelf for display, I think it'll be fine. I mean, I wouldn't give it to a kid, but then again, they're not made for kids.
Yeah.
So
They're made for men in their 30s.
they're made for grown men.
Yeah.
So I think, to be honest with you, I'm quite pleased with that one.
Yeah. Should we unbox
pleased
back
with that.
now? Impressed.
John's not impressed. But see, I am though. I actually am impressed. I'm more worried about Batman though because it's a smaller figure, and oh, we've got paperwork in this one. Hold up. We've got instructions on how
not to choke.
to actually change them around. Now that's, and it's in English as well.
Is it actually?
Yeah, there's English instructions. So this one comes with a lot more pieces. Couple of weapons. Now, see, I think this one's actually made better.
It looks quite cool.
Don't touch it, Tom. I think this one's actually made better. Again, as a display figure, I think it's fine.
That looks awesome, actually.
Would I let a child play with it? Probably not.
Tom, you're not playing with it.
We've got the alternate mask, which is obviously quite cool.
But it is that really cheap plastic that you
Yeah.
used to get toys from like knockoff shops. Oh, brilliant!
What was this?
It's a shoulder plate that just came. Oh my god! I barely touched it, Jake. I'm sorry.
broke it?
I barely touched it.
Have you
Does
broken
it
it?
actually snap?
I think so.
No, that's just the ball joint. That's fine.
I've got a little shoulder plate here.
Oh, I almost cared for a second. that came off the shoulder.
But it is cheaply made. It's not. There's no two ways about it.
How much was it?
This one again was about £11.
There are blind chimps with no hands that could make better action figures than that.
I mean, the thing is these aren't action figures. You know, these aren't. I wouldn't give these to a kid to play with because they would fall apart.
And they choke to death on them.
Let's just. Where's the instructions? Because I want to just put his cape on. So, you know, the thing that appealed to me about this was the cape. Oh,
again, no age rating on the box. Has his cape just fallen off, Jake?
No.
What is the cape made out of?
Plastic, I would say.
The cape is made of plastic. Tom, please don't touch it because it is fragile.
The cape's off. Look how hard that is.
Tom, don't batter right. Tom is not allowed to touch anything. Right, now this is interesting because the capes have little
clips
and...
What, is it all one piece or are they separate?
Let me put the grappling hook together.
John's going to put the grappling hook together. I'm going to put the cape together.
And I'm going to sit here.
This is very sharp, Tom, so you might end up eating it or something. Why?
It does say no children.
I'll have you know, I'm 20 years old.
I dressed myself.
Well, see, that's... I mean...
Is that just a piece of wire?
It is effectively a piece of wire. You know, if I'm missing an earthing cable from a plug, I'll happily use this. I'll just think to myself, oh yeah, I'll use that.
Have a look. Oh. Well, it's quite a nice idea.
So now
does it actually grapple?
Tom, someone of your size would not work on a grappling hook of that size. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, as a display figure, and that's what it will be, I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't object to putting some glue on it, and like the cape, for example.
Why is he spotting?
Now, clearly, it's going to take some super glue. Where's the hole?
Goes at an angle, doesn't it?
Does it?
Yeah.
What do the instructions say?
Because that's supposed to make it look like he's grappling and he's got a big cape on.
So, but you know, you've got a cape. But the cool thing about the cape is that where these are on little joints, you can open it up and obviously have more of a dramatic effect with him. But you know, he is very fragile.
What about all the little toily bits?
The little bits that you get with him.
A 2-year-old could eat them, no problem. Choke to death. You know.
I think these little batarangs are quite cool. Let's try and get one out. Oh, I need it.
It's because you've got chubby fingers.
Oh, now his head came off with the ball joint still in the neck, which is a step up from the Hulk.
But his arm didn't.
But his arm popped off.
See, now these are pretty cool. These little batarangs.
Yeah, but they're cheaply made Chinese nonsense.
Cool.
You could mass produce them in seconds.
It is very cheaply made.
Gun here.
There's no two ways about that. It is very cheaply made, and to be honest with you, I wouldn't pay. Don't flick it around, John.
You talk about me manhandling stuff.
But I wouldn't pay. I wouldn't pay more than what I paid for it.
I don't want to be horrible or anything, but how sharp are those ears?
Yeah, they are very sharp. But yeah, I wouldn't pay more than what I paid for it. As far as it goes.
Oh, it's quite cool.
Happy with my purchase.
Don't buy them though. We just did this we wouldn't suggest buying these for your children. Do not buy them for your children.
No, these are not children's toys. I mean, like, I can't even get his. No, I'm putting a lot of pressure in that, and that's just not going in.
Is he not on?
No.
I love it if the rest of his body just fell off.
I mean, it's there, but I mean, again, you can see that it's.
Yeah, it's a bit flimsy, isn't it?
It's cheaply made, but you know, it's cool. It will work. It will serve its purpose. I can put it up on a shelf, and it will serve its purpose. But no, I think, and to be perfectly honest with you, as far as Batman goes, I mean that's quite a cool cape.
I'll give you that.
That is quite a selling point for me. Just that the cape is quite cool, and I've.
All right, you know me. Look, listen, you know me. Marks out of 10, guys. Jake.
What? For
knowing that they're counterfeits, I would give them a solid 9. I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
The attention to detail versus the price, versus the size, versus all of the accessories you get, I would give them a 9 for being counterfeits. If I'd paid top end for them, then they would be rated much lower. But as counterfeits, I'd give them a 9.
Tom, I think attention to detail, the fact that they do look cool, but the fact that they are quite flimsy and there's many small parts in there, I think I have to give it a 7.
And they get a solid 2 from me.
A 2?
They look good on a shelf.
But that's where do you put all of your toys anyway?
That's about it.
No, John, that is an unfair. That is an unfair vote.
It's not.
No, okay.
Because it's people like this that are putting decent, hard-working toy manufacturers out of business. They're rubbish.
Very true. Very true. So yeah, so there we go. There's our counterfeit corner. Oh, that's a good counterfeit
corner. That's going to be a segment.
There we go. Next thing we're doing is we're going to take a look at the Mummy trailer with Tom Cruise
and Russell Crowe.
And I'm here.
Now we're going to take a look at the new Mummy trailer. This is only a teaser trailer, lasts for 28 seconds. I'm sure there will be more to come and we'll probably talk about it in future episodes. I'm really excited about this. I love Tom Cruise, I love ancient Egypt, and I'm not a huge fan of Russell Crowe. I think he's overrated, but we'll give this a look anyway.
I saw her. She is real.
Okay, yeah, good stuff. Very short, does what a teaser trailer does, I think. Teases you for the trailer coming out. But I like it, I like the look of it. I was sceptical to start with because obviously you say The Mummy and straight away your mind goes to...
Brendan Fraser...
trilogy, was it? It was 3.
There was yeah, the Mummy Returns and Scorpion
King. Yeah.
But there was a fourth.
The Scorpion King was a separate one.
Yeah, no, because that had The Rock in it, didn't it?
Yeah, that was a spin-off. That was a spin-off because the Scorpion King was in
Mummy Returns. Then there was the Mummy that came out in about 2008,
it was quite new,
9 around that time. And then Scorpion King was a separate thing altogether. Yeah.
But still, I mean, you say The Mummy and your mind goes straight away to that. You think of floppy head Brendan Fraser.
Well, I think of Hammer horror films from the late 50s and early 60s. That's where I think about The Mummy. That's where I go with it. But yeah.
But as far as the trailer goes, I mean, I think that it separates itself from anything else that you might think of.
It's intriguing. Right, what I'm interested to know the plot of it as well, as what they're going to do with it. I think it does obviously tease.
I'm going to hesitate a guess.
Yeah.
That a mummy comes back to life.
Yeah, they've revived the mummy.
And Tom Cruise has to fight. That's my guess.
but the thing is that you know what you get with Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is good value for money. He picks and chooses. He picks and chooses his projects very, very well.
Yeah.
There are some actors out there who just pump out the same sort of mainstream rubbish. But Tom Cruise is
Impossible. 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, okay, but all the Mission Impossibles,
they're all very good standalone
and they all better themselves.
I think after 3, it's my opinion.
I'm sorry, but Ghost Protocol was an absolutely astonishing film, and the most recent one as well was, I can't remember the name of it now. The 5th one was just brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. The only time, we've digressed, but the only time the Mission Impossible timeline went a bit wrong was the 2nd one. The first one, directed by Brian De Palma, is classic.
I like the second one.
I like it, but it has got a little bit of a...
He just went completely different, wasn't he? Long hair, motorbikes,
sunglasses.
But still, I mean, like you said, Tom Cruise, you do know what you get. I mean, he's a very, very...
He's versatile. I like him. A lot of people hate him, but
I wouldn't say he's versatile.
he's very versatile.
Yeah, I would say he's very versatile. You look at him in some of his earlier projects, you know, look at him in Jerry Maguire and then look at him in Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
You know, phenomenal in both. But no, I'm interested. I'm very intrigued, and I think that it will be a very good film. I think maybe we should revisit it when we have the full trailer.
The trailer's coming out this Sunday, so subject to when this goes live. I don't know what Sunday that'll be. Probably the Sunday gone.
It's coming out on a Sunday.
Yeah,
we'll revisit it and look at that.
Give us a like. Please share the page with social media. Comment along as much as you want at the bottom. Ask us questions. Feel free to ask us questions. And we'll see you all on the flip side.